we are healed.
Look at this. You okay, bud?
Oh, heart. Fish. Boy, don't look so good. Swell up. Young hanger out there. I thought
I was just reacting. I just lost it a little bit.
brought me the rest of my money.
Where you been?
Out with the boys.
You boys play rough. To work for a living. There's nothing wrong.
What do you call this motherfucker? I gave my f***ing life for this country. But what's it done for me? Huh?
Drop it, Russell! Drop it! Russ, let me make this right!
At the beginning of the story, it is night at a drive-in movie theater. People sit in their cars watching the film. One of those cars has a man and a woman inside. His name is Harlan DeGroat. He is a drug dealer from the mountains of New Jersey, and he is on a date. The woman says something that bothers him. She makes a joke about him. Harlan does not laugh. He grabs her hot dog and throws it out the window. Then he takes a cigar and shoves it into her mouth. He presses it down her throat. She can barely breathe. A man in a nearby car sees what is happening. He gets out and walks over. He tells Harlan to stop. Harlan tells him to mind his own business. The man refuses to leave. Harlan steps out of the car. He is calm. Then he explodes. He beats the man down right there in the parking lot while other people call for help. When it is over, Harlan gets back in the car and drives away. He leaves his girlfriend behind. This is the man at the center of the story. Remember his face. The film moves to a small steel town in Pennsylvania called Braddock. The town is quiet and tired. The mill is still running, but everyone knows it will close one day soon. A man named Russell Baze works there. He is a steelworker in his late 30s. He is calm. He does his job. He goes home. He loves his girlfriend Lena and he loves his younger brother Rodney. Russell is the kind of man who keeps his head down and takes care of his family. One evening after his shift, Russell drives home and spots his brother's car outside a horse racing betting hall. He stops and goes inside. Rodney is there. He has just lost money on a bet. Russell pulls him outside and asks where the cash keeps coming from. Rodney finally admits the truth. He borrowed from a man named John Petty. John Petty runs a bar in town and runs illegal bets on the side. Rodney owes him $1,500.
How much? Huh?
1,500.
Russell is angry, but he loves his brother too much to stay angry. Rodney is a soldier. He is getting ready to ship out to Iraq again. Russell tells him they will figure it out. Russell goes home to Lena. He holds her in the dark. In the morning, he visits his sick father, who lives with their Uncle Red. Their father is frail and weak. Russell touches his forehead and asks how he feels. Their father smiles and tells him not to worry. Russell kisses him and tells him he loves him. That evening, Russell heads to John Petty's bar to pay some of Rodney's debt himself. He walks in and finds Petty in the middle of an argument. A man is pressuring Petty about a drug deal, and Petty does not want any part of it. That man is Harlan DeGroat.
You know, teach you to barge in like that?
You got a problem with me?
I got a problem with everybody.
Harlan turns and looks at Russell like he has something scraped off the road. Russell stays calm. He asks if there is a problem. Harlan says he has a problem with everyone. Then he walks out. Russell hands Petty some cash. He tells Petty he will pay the rest on his next paycheck. Petty tells him he hates that Russell is the one fixing his brother's mistakes. Russell asks him not to mention the payment to Rodney. Petty pours him a drink on the house. Russell has had a few. He drives home anyway. On a dark road, he loses focus for a second. He hits another car head on. Russell climbs out shaking. He walks over to the other vehicle. Inside is a woman and a little boy. Neither of them is moving. He tries to wake the boy. The boy does not wake up. Another car pulls up. Russell waves them down. The crash kills the mother and her child. Russell is charged and sent to prison for 3 years. Prison is hard on him. He keeps his head down. He stays away from the gangs, because he will not join any of them. All of them target him. He takes his beatings and he keeps going. Rodney visits him when he can. One day Rodney comes with terrible news. Their father has died.
He's trying to hang on till you got out. He wanted to see you.
I put him next to Mom.
He held on as long as he could. He wanted to wait for Russell, but his body gave out. Russell breaks down. He cries quietly in the visiting room. Rodney tells him their father was buried next to their mother. Russell thanks him. Then he asks Rodney about Iraq. Rodney tries to find the words. He cannot. He just shakes his head. The brothers hold each other through the glass. Time passes. Russell also learns that Lena has left him.
We are healed.
She is now with a man named Wesley Barnes. Wesley is the local police chief. Russell takes it quietly. He does not lash out. He just keeps his head down and serves his time. Because of his good behavior, Russell is released early. Rodney is there to pick him up. The brothers hug in the parking lot. On the drive home, Russell looks out the window at the streets he has not seen in years. Before they go anywhere else, they stop at the cemetery. Russell kneels at his father's grave. He stays there a long time. That night, Rodney tries to cheer him up about Lena. He tells Russell she was not worth it. Russell shakes his head. He says Lena had her reasons. He is not angry with her. Russell asks Rodney if he has found work. Rodney says no. The next morning, Russell drives by the school where Lena now works. He watches her from a distance as Wesley drops her off. He sees her laughing with the children. He does not get out of the car. Russell goes back to the mill. He puts on his gear. He picks up where he left off. Like no time has passed at all. Rodney has not taken the same path. While Russell was inside, Rodney started fighting in underground bare-knuckle matches to pay down his debt to John Petty. One night, Rodney fights a man who insults his family. Something in Rodney breaks. He stops following the plan and beats the other fighter half to death. People have to pull him off. Petty had bet against him and loses money. Outside, Petty is furious. Rodney tries to explain. He tells Petty that when he fights, his mind goes somewhere else. He cannot control it. Petty tells him not to blame Iraq for everything. He reminds Rodney about the debt. Rodney says he wants to fight bigger matches. He wants to go to New Jersey. Petty tells him no. Those people are dangerous. Petty tells Rodney to do what his brother does. Work a real job. Live a real life. Rodney goes home late that night wearing a hoodie to hide his face. Russell is sitting outside. He asks where Rodney has been. Rodney says he was with friends. Russell sees the bruises. He does not push it right then. The next morning, he finds Rodney asleep on the couch and lays a blanket over him before leaving for work. Later, Russell notices bloody wrist tape in the trash. When Rodney comes home, Russell asks to see his hands. Rodney tries to pull away. Russell holds on. The tape is in his pocket. Russell holds it up and asks if this is really all he can do with his life. He tells Rodney there is a job waiting at the mill. Rodney refuses. He says the mill killed their father. Then he tells Russell what he saw in Iraq. He tells him about the things he had to do. He gave his life for his country and came back with nothing. Russell has no answer.
I gave my life for this country. But what's it done for me? That's not work, huh? What's it done for me? You.
Rodney walks out. Rodney goes straight to John Petty. He tells Petty he wants one big fight in the Ramapo Mountains in New Jersey. Petty refuses. He tells Rodney those men are brutal and unfair and people die in those fights. Rodney says he will not leave until Petty makes the call. Petty gives in. He picks up the phone. The man on the other end of the line is Harlan DeGroat.
Yeah. Fuck you on, Petty.
Meanwhile, Russell goes to see Lena at her school. She sees him and walks out to meet him. They talk for a while. She asks if he is living at his father's old place. He tells her he is trying to fix it up. They talk about the mill. They talk about the funeral. Then Russell tells her he still loves her. He asks if there is any way back. Lena looks at him and her eyes fill up. She tells him she is pregnant. She is having Wesley's baby.
I can't be without you, Lena.
I'm pregnant.
Okay. That's wonderful news.
It is?
Wow, you're gonna be a hell of a mom.
Russell tries to smile. He tells her she is going to be a wonderful mother. They both start crying on the sidewalk. She hugs him and apologizes and walks away. Russell stands there alone for a long time. A few days later, his uncle Red comes by the house. Red wants to go up to the cemetery to place something at his brother's grave. Then he wants to take Russell out hunting in the woods. Russell asks if Rodney wants to come. Red asks where Rodney is. Russell does not know. At that same moment, John Petty is driving Rodney down to the Ramapo for the fight. Red and Russell reach the forest and load their rifle. Petty and Rodney reach Harlan's compound. Harlan looks Rodney over and says he does not look like much.
What's your name?
Rodney.
Makes me want to jump in there with you. See who walks out.
We're standing so close, I guess we could do it right now.
I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson.
Teach me a lesson?
I gave you a word.
Let me hear you say it.
Yeah, isn't that what we talked about?
Was this boy daft?
Worked worse than I acted.
Rodney snaps back at him. Harlan steps close. He slaps Rodney across the face. Petty jumps between them. Harlan laughs and says he was just testing Rodney's reflexes. Petty tells Rodney to wait outside. Outside, Rodney tells Petty he should have killed the man. Petty tells Rodney he does not understand how dangerous Harlan really is.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you.
Now get your shit and let's get going. Come on, get ready.
In the forest, Russell raises his rifle at a deer. He holds it there for a long moment. Then he lowers the gun. He cannot do it. Red gets the deer with one clean shot. The two men start dragging it back through the trees.
Showtime. You ain't fighting with that shit on, are you?
Take him off. You know what to do.
At the fight, Rodney is getting hit hard. The plan is for him to take a dive and lose. But Rodney is Rodney. For a moment, he snaps and drops his opponent. Petty is begging him from the corner. Rodney hears him. He helps the other fighter up. Then he lets the man beat him bloody until it is over. After the fight, Harlan walks over to Rodney and mocks him. Petty tells Harlan the debt is settled. Harlan pretends to be confused, then apologizes. Petty and Rodney get in the car and start the drive home. Petty is nervous. He knows how these men operate. He turns on his cell phone and sets it to record. Somewhere on a dark road in the mountains, a truck blocks their path. Men step out. Their leader is Harlan. He orders Petty to get out of the car. Petty refuses. Harlan shoots him dead. Then he has his men pull Rodney out and drag him into the woods. Harlan tells Rodney to turn around. Rodney refuses. He curses Harlan to his face. Harlan shoots him. At the same moment, Russell sits at home and reads a letter Rodney left behind. In the letter, Rodney promises that this fight will be his last. He says he wants to settle down and work at the mill with his brother. Russell lowers the letter. He does not know yet that his brother is already gone. The next morning, Wesley Barnes knocks on his door. Russell thinks he is there about Lena. Wesley says no. He asks Russell to come down to the station. There, Wesley tells him that John Petty has been found dead on the side of a road in the Ramapo. Rodney has not been found.
No, I'm here.
Wesley plays the recording from Petty's phone. Russell hears Harlan's voice. Russell asks what they are going to do. Wesley tells him the Ramapo is another world. The people up there do not talk to outsiders. They have their own rules. He tells Russell he has a jurisdiction problem. Russell loses his patience. He accuses Wesley of being afraid. He reminds him that Rodney is still out there somewhere. Wesley tells him to let the police do their job. Russell walks out.
You want me to show you out?
I'll be around.
Outside, Petty's bartender Dan tries to calm him down. Russell asks Dan for Harlan DeGroat's address. Dan hesitates. He tells Russell to leave it to the cops. Russell says he will not. Dan says he will see what he can find. Russell and Red go up into the Ramapo themselves. They ask locals about Harlan. No one will say a word. That night, Russell tries a different approach. He goes to a spot where the locals gather. He pretends to be a buyer looking for drugs. The dealers are suspicious. One of them asks if he is a cop. Russell laughs it off. They lead him deeper inside, into a house full of people passed out on the furniture. Russell goes upstairs to talk to the man in charge. He makes a small deal just to get a look around. Slowly, he realizes whose house he is standing in. It is Harlan.
Well, then you come to the right place. But if your money's green,
Great, dear.
Russell and Red get out carefully. On the drive back down the mountain, a sheriff pulls them over. He knows Russell is an ex-con and he knows they are carrying weapons. He tells them the locals would have killed them if they had found them first. As a favor to Wesley, he gives them a choice: go to jail, or get out of his state right now. They get out. The next day, Wesley comes to Russell with the news. Hunter dogs found Rodney's body buried in the forest.
Okay. He's dead.
Yeah, Hunter's dog dug him up.
Russell barely hears him finish the sentence. Later, Wesley and Lena come to the house for dinner. Lena begs Russell not to do anything stupid. She tells him the police will get Harlan soon. Wesley thanks him for dinner. They leave. The police raid Harlan's compound. By the time they arrive, Harlan and his men are already gone.
I was expecting this.
Yeah!
Okay.
Days pass. Russell goes to church. Nothing helps him. The anger does not go away.
My Jesus, forget and forgive what we have been. Amen.
Finally, he makes up his mind. He goes back to Petty's bar and digs through his papers until he finds Harlan's phone number. He calls Harlan and keeps his voice steady. He tells Harlan he wants to buy out Petty's debt and keep the business going. He tells him where to meet. Harlan takes the bait. That evening, Harlan arrives at the bar with one of his men. Russell is waiting in the shadows with his hunting rifle. Inside, Harlan runs into Dan, the bartender, who had been warned to stay away. Harlan starts beating Dan for information. Russell steps inside and kills Harlan's man with one shot.
Get that fucker over.
Julie, call 911.
Just give me a second. Wait.
Oh, wait!
Oh, God, thank God.
Harlan turns and kills Dan before running out the back.
No!
Dan.
Russell chases him across the lot and into a shutdown steel mill nearby. Harlan ducks through the dark halls. Russell is slow and quiet. He knows how to hunt. He puts a bullet into Harlan's leg. Harlan falls. He drags himself a few feet. Russell shoots him in the back. Harlan crawls onto his side, breathing hard. Russell stands over him. He tells Harlan who he is. He tells him he is Rodney Baze's brother. Harlan begs for his life. Then Wesley arrives. He sees Russell with the rifle. He pleads with Russell to put it down. He tells him he will go back to prison if he pulls the trigger. Russell hears him. He does not lower the rifle. He takes his time. He aims at Harlan's head. He fires.
Russell! Russ! Right!
The film ends quietly. Russell is back home at his dining table in the house his father used to live in. The place is still. He is not in handcuffs. Somehow, Wesley has made sure that no one is coming for him. Russell just sits there in the empty room, holding everything he has lost. He got his revenge, but the house is still empty, and he is still alone.